when it's been like muddy and being so, I know not all of you are British, but thank you for being, broadly speaking, so British about it and taking it on the chin and handling it so well. Really grateful to you. Really had wonderful passing conversations with people, amazing moments. And the point of this, I suppose, there's a few points in it. Some of it is for you to meet teachers that I really care about and really believe in, and in some cases have crushes on, like Hiron Gracie. I've certainly learned a lot about my sexuality over the course of this, but heterosexuality has been took to the fucking precipice, I tell you that. By that masculinity conversation, and in particular Anthony, I think he's called Anthony Mullally. I think it's Anthony Mullally's, maybe go do Lally, it's Anthony Mullally's. What I want to do this evening is I want to tell you some stories of community and do like the kind of talk show that I would never be allowed to do on television because I'm not allowed to be on the television because I'm too unusual. There's a brief window, it was like, let him on the television, wait a minute, he's too fucking mental, get him back off the television. This is who I think I was supposed to become. Because I don't much like authority, and I don't feel like you do either. Do you? Don't like being told what to do. If someone tells me what to do, my first instinct is, fuck off! And then, what was it you were saying, actually? Because I didn't even hear you. I was so in the fuck off that I didn't even make it out. It makes it difficult to be anti-authoritarian and be a parent because I have to teach my children to never ever trust authority. You are fully independent, you're in control of your own lives. Now go to bed. Fuck you. Well done. And it's difficult for me to straddle in some ways the worlds that I've been invited to participate in. As a person that has been pretty much a common or garden, ordinary celebrity, but a person that is from, I imagine, a background that's like a lot of you. Just that the celebrity is an interesting hiatus in a life. It eats you. You will know the phrase that fame is a mask that eats into the wearer. It's odd to be abstracted from yourself. It's odd to lose the connection to the community that you're from and to the kind of people that you know you should be among. It's unusual. It's also odd to get invited to participate in things that I can't really fulfill. Like, my children's school asked me to come and talk at their school. Like, because I'm in Minions, you know, or Despicable Me or whatever, you know, I'm in like cartoons, Trolls, I do those voices, and I think that's why I'm there, to sort of say, if you're good, you could be in Minions or Trolls. But of course, what I tell those children is, never trust authority ever! Always question anything that you're told! Mr. Brand, some of these children are only 7. Because I think that most institutions inadvertently can't help but induct conformity. I think that they find their way to being like that. That schools are a bit too much like prisons with the fences and the bells and the sit down and put fingers on lips. And I'm not, any of you that are teachers, I've got nothing but respect for teachers in the same way I've got nothing but respect for healthcare professionals or scientists or experts in any number of fields. I feel that so many of our institutions have been co-opted and have become misaligned and misdirected. It's not even about individuals anymore. The great communist Yanis Varoufakis told me that when his country, Syriza, through electoral process, got elected with a left-wing government, and they went to the EU to say they weren't going to pay off the debt, they weren't going to be paying back the bank loans, that the EU said, more or less, you fucking well are. And the person that told them, he said to me, he said he realised that that finance minister for the whole EU had no power, that he has only the power of that role. That if you try to change the system from within it, the system will expel you. The system will not tolerate you. This is why I believe very strongly in something that people think is insignificant and irrelevant. It is deep personal change. This is why a movement like this cannot be allowed to become woo-woo. I ain't saying I don't like fucking crystals, I do. Particularly if you can smoke them, right kids? I do like it. But as the shaman cannot be allowed to become the clown, and as we must respect the sacred within comedy, we must make sure that we remain somehow rooted. We can't go mental We can't let the love of serendipity and synchronicity and Nick Mulvey's double rainbow, although it was glorious. And I'm a little bit jealous that I'm looking for the sky for a treble rainbow. A bit petty about rainbows. That it can't be allowed to become empty or shallow or hollow. It can't be allowed to become an empty superstition, because I love a synchronicity, I love a sign, but I don't want to lower the threshold just to get more signs in. Oh no, a feather on a Wednesday, let me check my fucking chart. We can't go mental, not if we're going to overthrow the government, not if we're going to set up alternative systems, alternative permanent communities, trading in cryptocurrencies, refusing to pay tax, rejecting all debt, not paying back mortgage. We declare ourselves independent from your nation, we declare ourselves independent from your systems. New federations of fully autonomous communities that are entirely anarcho-syndicalist, entirely democratic, in which case I would have like literally no power in my own little one, which would fucking kill me. Because the fact is that we are better collectively than individually. Individually, I'm fucking crazy. Individually, you're crazy. We're all fucking mental, but not on the same day. Over the course of this weekend, we've already met someone like Wim Hof. Wim Hof, who actually exists in the normal world. I looked at him today. I goes, when did you last have like self-doubt or feelings? No noise over there, please. Thank you. No noise at all. Thank you. Look, thank you. See what I mean? A little bit of control is required. But once I saw the great Amma, when I went to her ashram, that woman who believes that love is the only language, she has distilled it all into hugging. That's all she wants to do. Whoever you are, whatever you've done, wherever you've been, you're worthy of love, you are forgiven. She does it in the embrace. The same way that Wim, in his craziness, demonstrates absolute rejection of the model. Absolute rejection of the model. An absolute insistence on being who you are individually and trusting it. I'm in awe of teachers like that. Tomorrow you will meet Vandana Shiva, who with such grace and wisdom and education will say stuff that I ain't got the fucking balls to say, let me tell you. I'm not going to say the stuff she will say about Bill Gates. She's a powerful person. If we're willing to overcome very, very petty prejudices, foolish bigotry, tradition versus progressivism, fake, phony, cultural arguments based on creed or race or nation or identity, if we're strong enough to overcome them, that's it, it's over. Momentarily, we can transform it. I feel it. That's my only contribution to this. I know how vulnerable I am. I know how fragile I am. And when people keep coming up to me and saying, thank you for this festival, actually what I keep saying is, yeah, cheers. But I'm actually accepting the thanks like a mad person. But the truth is that all I've done is gone, let's do a festival, and everything else, I've not like put up a tent or anything. I've not put up any tent, I've not put any wood chipping into mud, I've not worked out any of this tech or this lighting, or put up any of these stands, or made sure that where there's a pole there's a plant, or put hessian over fences, or done all of the fucking legal and logistics, or the ticket sales, or ensuring that the people from BAC O'Connor and Trevi House and all the charities that benefit from this are properly organised and represented. I've not done any of it. But nevertheless, I will accept the credit.